Yeah, this is something that these people are not focusing on is you can apply UX methods for your job search and portfolio as well, right?
Yeah.
Why
I'm
are we
I'm
not?
smiling. I'm smiling because I was telling you about the conversation before.
Yeah.
We were talking about UX methodologies and design methodologies that can be applied to things like that we have tested, like my friend has tested on matrimonial platforms.
Yes, it is true. See, these methods, right
Yeah,
now we are just framing in context of okay, screens and all.
exactly.
But there's a lot more to them. Like you can
Exactly.
utilize. So when I talk to people who are like, okay, review my portfolio on ADP.
Mm, mm,
So I first ask them, first of all, tell me what kind of company do you want to work with?
mm. True.
Because you are the product when you are doing a job search, when you are building the portfolio, you are the product. The company is
Yeah.
the user.
Yeah.
So you need to understand what is the who's the user.
Yeah.
How should I appeal to them?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. This is gold. I mean, this is the funda, the simplest funda that many of the students miss out when they're actually preparing their portfolios.
And one of the main things, right? People, students, or anyone who's shifting jobs, and it's just not design. You can apply it to anywhere.
Mm?
See, we are in a day and age where experience is everything, right? Not
Yeah.
just on a product perspective.
Yeah.
Now, at a company level, also that experience matters. So you need to look at the culture, the type of people, the type of environment you will get in.
Yeah.
So first of all, we need to be self-aware that what is it that we want? Is it that
Mm.
we just want a job? Okay, randomly we go to some company. Hey, they hired me. Yeah, well and good. Like that,
Mm.
you can target like 1,000 companies. Out of that, maybe 50 people will reply. Out of that, even like you will get like 5, 10 interviews lined up. That conversion funnel
Mm.
is very tedious
Yeah.
because you are targeting a very broad spectrum.
Right.
What if you make it very focused and
Yeah.
very like niche to only a specific thing that you want and that
Absolutely.
you can work with?
Yeah. Where you're relevant.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
right. Like, see, when they people talk about internships,
Mm.
right? Getting an internship, they need to understand not all companies give internship. There's a reason why. Because when you hire someone for the first time, a fresher, it takes easily somewhere around a year and a half for them to be aligned with the company's process and be confident
Yeah.
enough to actually you know do a independent project.
Yeah.
In 3 months you will just learn that there's a lot of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
right. Right, everything looks calm on the outside, but internally it's chaos because there's meeting, there's presentation, there's this
Mm.
and that.
Yeah.
But there's a underlying process. So by the time you finish your 3 months, you would have just finished getting introduction to these processes and different sections.
Yeah.
You might have designed few things here and there, right? And that's where companies feel that okay, you know what, these 3 months, 4 months, they came in, we invested our time, taught them.
Mm.
Now they finished it, they went away.
Yeah.
What do we do about our
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Right, see, it's not a, don't take it negatively, it's that you need to
Yeah.
factor in that, right? Someone is spending time and money,
Yeah.
right, for them, us like putting their seniors to
Yeah.
help you. That can time can be utilized for a project.
Absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with it because I'm currently there in that phase where I'm not hiring for my studio. I'm not hiring uh, people because right now I want somebody who can just come in and just start working right away. And I
Excellent.
don't have the time and resources and the bandwidth and the mental space and the patience also to teach and then make them industry ready and then get them working on my projects. It's not there.
It's exactly as you said, industry ready.
Yeah.
And when we see these posts that says that we want a fresher with 2 years of experience. Well, it's wrong on a company's aspect. If you are saying
Yeah.
2 years, it's not a fresher, it's an experienced person.
Yeah.
So please don't call it as a fresher. So they're
Yeah.
like, these are the companies who might not know that what they exactly want,
Hmm.
right? So they will post it somewhere. But there are companies who are very precise that okay, we just want people. Like at Divami, we would consider somewhere person with 1 to 2 years of experience as a junior designer. They are not
Yeah.
fresher, they are junior designer. They have industry experience, they have
Right.
worked. But with junior designers, the expectation is they understand the basic theories,
Hmm.
right? What is user research? They have understand basics of it. Yeah,
Hmm.
they how we do it at our company, they might need to learn that. But when we tell them that hey, this is the thing, they have that basic concept, like their foundation is
Hmm.
there,
Hmm.
right? We don't need to
True.
spend like on a fresher. If we spend like let's say 6 months on a
Hmm.
junior designer, we might need to spend like 1 2 months max to get them going on projects,
Hmm.
right? That is the
True.
expectation, because
True.
the faster they get into the process, the faster they understand it, the better it's for them and the company,
Hmm. True. Yeah, absolutely.
right? And
Absolutely.
that's where like you need to understand, when you do job search, you need to be very critical about which
Hmm.
type of company. Is it a product company? Is it a agency? Is it a
Hmm.
startup? Is it a mid level? Is it like a MNC? Because
Hmm.
each section has different things to offer.
Right.
And where do I like say, we see like a lot of fanciness. Oh, we get like these incentives, we get these amazing travels and everything. Yes,
Yeah.
all is good and all, but work wise, what is that
Yeah.
something that is going to help you grow?
Yeah. I will share one example from my personal experience. So I had an intern,
Mhm.
uh, won't mention the name, but that person stayed for uh, good 9 8 9 months with us. And from a non-design background, why we took that intern in was the attitude, right? Amazing attitude, eager to learn, and so much that person has done already to know about design. It was really impressive. So after working in the studio, after being in the studio for 9 months, that person learned a few things, right? Then what happens? uh, Another opportunity comes in where that person is the only designer in that startup. Starts feeling that okay, this is an opportunity, right? That I can be the only designer in that company, right? And they're building some application and I can be a part of it, and I will be designing this. And that person discussed it openly, but then took that role against my suggestion, which is fine. Like they're
Yeah,
entitled to
everyone's
do, yeah,
decision. Yeah.
everyone's decision. But the judgment of what to take and what not to take, expectations, and you know uh, what do you want to do, right? So what kind of experience is required to take on, I mean, imagine being in a place where you don't have anybody who's guiding you as a designer in the initial stages of your career. I see, this is just my example, and I've known from my friends who were, in who own design businesses. Many of the people do this mistake because fancy things like, oh, I'm going to be the only designer there. This will be
So,
so cool.
so I'll tell you, this is like, on a learner license, you are participating in a F1 race.
So true. I mean, I mean, you put it so well.
I like, see, like
Yeah.
that, and that's one thing. See, the whole thing people don't understand is
Hmm.
as we said, right, startup, mid-size, and bigger companies,
Yeah.
depending on which section you're going, the things you will do is much different.
Mm.
Like, you will still do design,
Yeah.
right? Like, let's say if you go for a MNC, you are specialized in a particular aspect. They will
Mm.
put you in a team with the specific role, and you will be doing that,
Mm.
right? In a mid-sized company, you will have some senior around you, and you'll be doing maybe one or two things extra other than your core job.
Yeah.
In a startup, you might be the only person or the second or third, like maximum that.
Right.
You will be putting on multiple hats,
Yeah.
right? You will be juggling between things. So now the pressure each one has, I won't say it's the same, but it's similar because,
Mm.
well, performance wise, they each have to prove in certain aspect.
Yeah.
But if someone makes a mistake at MNC or a mid-size, there are seniors who are there to guide, saying that, hey,
Yeah.
this is wrong, don't do it. We will change it, or we'll change interaction.
Yeah.
Or a startup
Yeah.
who, like, you need to understand, startup people are the most driven people because, they just want to create an idea, like create something and add value to the market, right? With their
Mm.
idea, they want to disrupt it.
True.
Their livelihood depends on whatever you design.
Mm.
Are you Do you have enough courage to take that responsibility?
Exactly.
Right? People also do this, right? People, they're like, okay, Google has done this pattern, let me copy it and let me use it in my product.
Yeah.
Same case, I'll tell, Google can afford to make a mistake,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
They
Right.
have hundreds of design teams, they have hundreds of engineers. They do they introduce something, it doesn't work,
Yeah.
they change it, they revert it back. They
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
You might not have that,
Yeah.
right? So being a founding designer is very good,
Mm.
but it also comes with a lot of responsibility, because since you are the sole designer, the
Yeah.
team is expecting you to live up to a certain level.
Right.
So once they have hired you, they
Mm.
have, given you the opportunity and the responsibility that you take it. It is your commitment to provide it,
Mm.
right? So you will have to slog off extra and research, and sometimes it becomes utter chaos, a lot of stress.
Yeah.
But it is also fun. See, it all also depends on people, right?
Yeah.
Someone who's willing to learn and, grow out of it, it's also good.
Yes.
But
Definitely.
I would say it comes with a lot of trial and error,
Yeah.
right? Like something which, you and me, like, I think you are more experienced because you've been running business.
No. No. No.
You
Come
know more on the,
on.
no, I will say, I'll be frank, because on a design side, on a design level, I can do something and I'll be like, okay, I might have little bit more experience than you are in this domain. But when it comes to business decision making, you will have more experience because
Mm.
you are running a business. I'm not
Mm.
running a business.
Mm.
I don't have that, back of my head that, hey, I
Mm.
have to pay my rent this month. I
Yeah.
have to pay salaries this month,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that's where this whole sense comes in.
Mm.
So getting any job role, it's very critical to understand how much you're going to impact,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? The job role might be fancy,
Mm.
right? You took up this role, well and good, but
Mm.
is it something that, you will be doing for a long time, or
Mm.
you will feel that, are you going in the right direction? Because I've seen a lot of people who are the only designers,
Yeah.
even they are experienced in some other field, they switch to UX, they're the only designer, they are managing somehow, but
Yeah.
then they feel that, what, we need to go to some place where we get some guidance,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
having an experience matters. Because I'll tell you, like, I switched my careers after 8 years in motion and advertising. When I came to Divami, I didn't have any UX experience,
Mm.
right? I just have basic, maybe little bit theory understanding. But what helped me is my company's experience. My, my manager Rakesh, my our CDO Pratima, they have been in the industry for tens of years.
Right.
So they guided me in a way
Yeah.
that I make the best out of, like I learn also, like, there have been cases where yes, I get bashed for making mistakes, and silly mistakes also, and still I make it. There's no end to it.
Yeah.
But they took their experience, their understanding, and they
Hmm.
made sure it is applied to me in a certain way that helps me grow,
Right.
right? Because they are looking at training me to be a senior level to manage the teams, so they are imparting that experience.
Hmm.
And that's where being around experienced folks helps, is because, well, it reduces your time of growth, I would say.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think uh, that's one of the questions whenever I meet people. I think we did not have a long enough conversation that day, but usually I do ask people whenever I meet someone in any field that I want to venture into, I want to understand more about. Then I'll just ask them, tell me a few things that would save me time, because you failed, you've been through that journey. So tell me that one mistake that you realized कि 6 महीने पहले अरे यार ये करना था ना मुझे.
See,
you
and
know
I'll tell you, this is the whole reason I got into mentorship.
hmm
Reason being,
hmm
when I started my career or college or bachelor's, we didn't have these platforms.
exactly,
So
yeah.
I don't want someone to repeat the same mistakes I did.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, if my experience can help someone save their time and money,
Yeah.
why
why
not? I can
why
give it
not?
like my half an hour of blabbering can help someone define their life, right? Like, see, whoever is listening to us talking for 2 hours, the whole reason you are doing this podcast is because we all have gone through so much,
Yeah,
and someone doesn't need to go through so much. They
exactly,
can learn from what we have gone through. It might not, we are not telling you do exactly what we did. No, that
exactly.
is
Yeah.
not we are here for. We are not here to tell them this, do that. No, we are just telling our story. If that story resonates with you,
Hmm.
if you feel you are in a situation where our experience can help you get out of, then
Hmm.
our job is done.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally relate to this. And this is one of the reasons I also started teaching. I had a tough transition from engineering to design. Very tough transition. Lot of दिमाग खराब करना पड़ा है. So I thought I should, have these conversations where people can understand कि हाँ ऐसा हो सकता है, that these things are possible. Because I did not have anybody to tell me that then. So I totally resonate with you there, for sure.